I'm Bjorn from SKEINO, and as promised, today I will show a few videos about the cruise shawl. We had some requests when the tutorial comes out, and here it is, we have done it. And there are several sections, and we will guide you through from casting on and setting the first row. So I hope you will enjoy it and buy heavy, because we have all pretty good colors here and not just summer, so just check it out. And if you have more questions, just email us. welcome@skeino.com. Here we go. Before I show you the setup row right after the band for the neck, I want to explain the setup in this for the shawl. And as you can see here, this is the band, the tie in the front, and the front band is here, and this one is the other one. So, and then you hopefully see this is the first section, the second, the third, and so far. And this is where the markers need to be placed, here, and here, and here, and here. There are 8 of total. So the perforated row here, this is where the increase takes place every row. And this is the decrease line here. So the section goes from the decrease line to the decrease line, and in the middle is the increase line where you increase every row. But the decrease line, you decrease 1 stitch on each side every other row. So each row you increase 1 stitch, and every other row you decrease 1 stitch. And I will show this to you when I do the setup row. But for now, just see the front band, first section, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and the 7th section, and the front band. And what I want to show you also is that you can do the front band very, very nice here. And I will show you when I'm knitting how I do the edge. Several things I want to show you on this finished shawl. So here is the band around the neck and the first section, and you see how this is widening, and you see here the increase line, the decrease line, and of course there's a decrease line also on the front band. And here I want to show you how nicely the edge is from the front band. It is almost shorter than the decrease line here, but it makes this really, really nice. And when I'm knitting, I will show you how I'm doing this by not knitting the last stitch and knitting only the first stitch and wrap the yarn around it. So here you see the first row, the lace row. It's in between the dark and the dark. Here is another lace row dividing the dark yarn from the lighter yarn, so the rich yarn and the pastel yarn. And here is another row of the lace and dark, and here the lighter one. But follow the pattern, it's all spelled out, and you will open up the whole section here, and it's really, really easy to do. And with the stitch marker here on both sides of each triangle, you will find the row where you have to decrease. The increase row is easy because it opens up, it makes this little perforation lane here. You will find it very, very easy, and you have to do it every row, so that's easy. So this is the explanation here on the finished piece. And let's go now to knit, and I will show you with a different color how to set up the row here, the first row, to start the 7 sections and the band. This color is the summer colorway, and the next colorway will be different, so see you soon. So I have cast on a new shawl, and without, you see the pattern here, without the band. So because you can, this is optional to do the band for a tie under your around your neck. You can do also a button. Maybe I will show you how to do this. And we have here the Samantha colorway. This is a pastel and this is a rich one. So I started with the rich, and you can see it's darker than the pastel one. And I just follow the pattern really as it is written here, and the gauge you need to follow. And the first step is to cast on, and I cast on 91 stitches without the band. So this is we will do the setup row now, and I will show you exactly how to set up the front band, the 7 sections, and the front band on the other side. And here are my little funny stitch marker, because usually I'm not working with stitch marker, but they will do the job here, I hope. So you probably have some better ones. I always go with my eyes, and I find whatever I need to mark and go from there. So see you in a little while, and I want to do the setup row with you together. I have knitted the 10 rows in garter stitch in the colorway Samantha on needle number 8. You can purchase the needle on our website as well if you don't have one at home. We recommend 40 inches long. Mine is a little bit shorter, but to get started is fine. So I have the 10 rows here, and now comes the setup row. So you see, here's my little end, and as I told you, my edge is, I'm not knitting the last stitch. So I wrap the yarn from the front to the back around the first stitch and just knit the first stitch, and this gives you a wonderful edge. So the setup row tells you you have to knit 7 stitches for the front band. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and place a marker. So here come my little funny marker. This is like a safety pin. They are not really practical, but they show what they do. And now purl 11 stitches. Oops, that is the first section. So I change the yarn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and I'm placing another marker. It's these 11 stitches are my first section, and I'm doing this all the way across. Another 11 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and so on, so you can finish the entire row. And I will stop now and see you when I have my first row finished. So again, 7 stitches knitted for the front band, section 1 and section 2, and so on all the way around, and the last 7 stitches are knitted again for the front band on the other side. I finished my row, and the setup is the front band 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 triangles, and now I am to my other side front band. I just moved my fancy stitch marker, and the last stitches are being knit, always knit for the front band. So 1, 2, this makes a little noises here with my stitch marker. And as I told you, for a good edge, I'm not knitting the last stitch. So I slip it if to knit. Turn the work around, and the yarn is came from the front to the back, wrap around the first stitch, and then you just knit the first stitch with the wrap around, and it gives you a nice edge. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stitches for the front band. Move your stitch marker, and now comes the portion where you have to decrease. So that means that needs to be right slanted. So I'm slipping my first stitch and the second one, put it back on my left needle and knit them together. I will show you why I'm doing this. The second stitch is on top on the first, so it is right slanted towards the front band. That is very important. How you do it, it's up to you, but it needs to be that way. And that's why the pattern says knit two together or SSK. It depends on how you're knitting. So now I have 3 more stitches, and I have my stitch number 6 here. So I have 2 here, knit 2 together, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is my 6th stitch, and the pattern says in the next 6th stitch, this is my increase stitch. So you are knitting 1, yarn over, and knit 1. And the same stitch means making 2. So this stitch opens up, it makes the perforated lane. So the next 3 are knitted, 1, 2, 3, and these 2 are just knitted together, and they are going to the left side. So this stitch here is on top on that last one. Moving my stitch marker, I will put it away so it's not in the way so you can see better. And now the other 2 stitches need to be knitted together as well, but they need to be right slanted. So therefore I'm doing it this way, and I hope you really can see it. They're facing each other. Now we have another 3 stitches to knit. I'm reaching my stitch number 6. That's my increase stitch. Knit, yarn over, knit. 3 more stitches, and I'm reaching my decrease line. Knit 2 together. So I will take this one off so you can see it better, but you have probably nicer stitch markers than I have. So these 2 you cannot knit together like this, because they would be both left slanted. So I will put this back, and I'm turning my stitches around, put it back, so they are not cross-legged, and this will be my decrease line. 1, 2, 3. This is stitch number 6, the center stitch from the 11 stitches from the setup row, and knit, yarn over, knit, 1, 2, 3, knit 2 together. I will drop the stitch marker for now. So move the stitches over to the other side, turn them around, and knit them together like this. So you have to practice a little bit. So they are left slanted and right slanted facing each other. So to make it really nice. So I will finish my row, knit, 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 3 stitches, my center stitch, knit, yarn over, knit, in the same stitch, increasing 2, and 1, 2, 3, knit 2 together, drop it, and SSK, and my 3 stitches. I will finish the whole row together with you, and then when I turn my work, so this is stitch number 4, 1, 2, 3, knit 2 together. So maybe it's a little bit confusing on the pattern if I say do this way or the other way. So slip, slip, and knit 2 together so they are facing each other. 1, 2, 3, the center stitch of the triangle, knit, yarn over, knit. Very nice and symmetric. 1, 2, 3, knit 2 together, take it off. You keep your stitch marker, or if you're comfortable, just leave them on, but mine are in the way and they make so many noises on this table. So facing the 2, 1, 2, 3, center stitch, knit, yarn over, knit, 1, 2, 3, knit together, and I reached my front band, and this one has to be left slanted toward my front band. So this is my setup row, and it's really easy. So my stitches for the front band, so there are 7, I'm knitting 6, the last one slip if to knit. So, and now the back row, you have your, so here's the wrap around the first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7. This is my front band. So now comes the first triangle. It's knitted, and you knit over the 2 decreases from the row before, because only on the right side you are increasing. So now I have to watch for my center stitch. When the center stitch comes up, you will see it. It is coming up here. So here it is. There are the three stitches here out of this one. So, and I purl this. Now the center stitch will be purl, yarn over, purl. So like the pattern says. So you're making 2. 1. So I'm knitting now to the next center stitch from the second triangle. So you have to watch because all my stitch markers are gone. So here it comes. This was my first stitch already. Here is a big opening where the 3 stitches coming out of. So the first one is being purled. Now this one is my new center stitch. I have to pull some more yarn out. So will be purl, yarn over, and purl. So that was wrong. My yarn over was wrong. Purl. Just hold this yarn here and purl. So 1, 2, 3 out of the stitch. Now you knit a purl all the way across to your next center stitch, and so on. I will turn the yarn around, or my work around, so you can see eventually already. Here's my opening, so you just have to watch for it. You don't have to put a stitch marker there because it's confusing, because the first from the 3 becomes a purl stitch towards the next triangle. So purl in the yarn behind and purl. There we go. 1, 2, 3. And now in purling to the next one, and so on. I will put my turn the camera off now, and I will knit a little bit longer so you see how it looks like. Let me go to the next increase center stitch. Here it comes. Here's a big haul. You should see it. So purl, purl, the yarn behind the needle, and purl. Let me do it again. Purl, the yarn behind the needle, and purl. So 1, 2, 3, and then going towards the next one. So it's all knit or purl. It's very easy. You just have to watch the increase or decrease line. And I would suggest leave your stitch markers in. Here it comes. I just felt it with my finger. So purl, this is the center stitch, purl, yarn behind the needle, hold it with your finger, and purl again. 3 stitches, 2 stitches are made. So now it goes, I think, to the last one. So it's always good to feel. I feel this already here with my finger. Here it comes. Here's a big haul. So again, purl, purl, yarn behind, hold it, and purl again. 2 stitches made. So now I'm going all the way to my stitch marker where my front bend starts. So I take it off. So 7 stitches to knit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7th I just slip. So let's see if you can see already something. So this is the line where we had the 2 knit 2 together. So they are slanted, they're facing each other. And here is the line with the increases. So here's 3 and here's the next 3. It's hard to see because it's not much done yet. So I will do a few more rows. So reaching maybe the lace row to show the lace row to you. So I hope to see you soon. Thank you. So in between I have knitted a few rows and I want to show you how this up and down works. So this is the tip here with the rows where the increase stitch is, and this is the decrease one where the 2 knit 2 together are facing all the time. So, and I want to show you one more time how to do the purl increase, because that might be the hardest one. So this is 1 stitch from before, and maybe you will see that the center stitch, which one is the middle stitch from the 3 you knitted before, it looks like a little bit different than here. So that's why I don't have a stitch marker. I see it. If you don't see it, just put a stitch marker in it. There's nothing wrong with this. This is a good helper. So purl, grab the yarn, and purl again. This makes the 3. So now I'm purling all the way to the back, to the end of the row, where are no decreases, only the increases in the middle of each section. And as you already know, the last 7 stitches, 6, oh, I went too far, are being knitted. So knit, knit. And the last stitch again, just slip as if to knit. So, and now I want to show you the lace row. The lace row is always the right side up. So the right side from your shawl is a lace row. The 7 stitches for the band are unchanged. It's the same. 7, 5, 6, 7, and then of course the decrease as always, the 2 stitches together, and then the lace row starts. And the lace row is always yarn over, knit 2 together until you reach the center stitch. Yarn over, knit 2 together until you reach the center stitch. Yarn over, knit 2 together, and here are the last stitch is just knitted. So you go all the way across, yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over and so far, and the last stitch is knitted. Now the center stitch, as always, knit, yarn over, knit, and now mirror. So the 1 stitch is knitted, knit 2 together, yarn over. It's the opposite. Knit 2 together and yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, and now you reach the decrease. So I will show this again to you. From the beginning of your section, the decrease as always, and then yarn over, knit 2 together all the way across to the center stitch, and the last stitch is knitted. Then the center stitch with the 3, so you make 2, and then it is reverse. You knit 2 together first and then the yarn over, so it's really symmetric to both sides. It will make sense if you practice a little bit. So now we have here again, the first one is knit 2 together, the decrease as always, and yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, and to finish this section just 1 stitch is knitted. This is our center stitch here to do the perforation here. Knit, yarn over, knit. Now mirroring the whole thing. First the leftover stitch, knitted, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, and the 2 here, knit 2 together. That's our decrease on the decrease line. So you see here, and these are the 2 facing yarn, knit 2 together, the stitches. So you have to just practice and find out if you continental or if you're a thrower. So it goes like this is a chevron here, the perforation lane with all the increases and the decreases on here. So I think it should be pretty clear now. So if you have any questions, just email me. Otherwise, watch the video over and over again, and maybe you have fun knitting our cruise shawl. Thank you. Bye bye.